Hi, I'm Ashish Mathur. Welcome to a short video on the practical usage of Microsoft Power Query. In this video, I'd like to show you how you can merge and append data from two worksheets. For other solutions, you may refer to my website ashishmathur.com. Okay, so here goes the solution. To explain the data set first, I have a simple 4-column database with the first name in column A, last name in column B, postal codes in column C, and a phone number which is blank on this worksheet over here. In another worksheet titled as My Colleagues table, I have the same 4 columns. Note they have the same spellings absolutely. And over here the postal code column is left blank. Now, this was actually one database to start with of 4 columns, but my colleague and I decided to split our work, wherein I was entrusted with the task of filling in the postal codes for each of those names, and my colleague had to fill in the mobile numbers. Now that we've filled up our individual data sets in the 2 worksheets, we want to create one database out of it. Please also observe that in my colleagues table, there is a name there, Ashley Stone, that appears, which does not appear in my table over here. So I have to perform 2 distinct tasks. First and foremost, I wish to bring over the phone number column from my colleagues data sheet into my worksheet over here in column D. And next, I wish to bring over the names from my colleagues table over here and create one running range out of it. So I have to, number 1, merge the data of the phone numbers from my colleagues worksheet into my worksheet, and next append the additional rows from my colleagues table into this table over here. My expected result should actually look like this. The first 2 columns should have the unique names listed from both the worksheets. The second one should have the postal code from my worksheet, and this one and the phone number column should be coming from my colleagues worksheet. Okay, so let's see how we get this accomplished. On the My Table worksheet, I'm going to select this data set, and under Power Query, I click on From Table there. And once the Power Query window opens up, I right click to insert a custom column, which I call Combine Name. And I simply concatenate the first column here, the first name here with the last name here, click on OK. I get a Combine Name column there. And let's call this My Table 1. I do not wish to load this to the worksheet, so I uncheck the box there. Click on Apply and Close. In the right hand side workbook queries pane, something called My Table 1 would appear. Okay, I do something similar for my colleagues table as well. I select the data set there under Power Query, Excel Data from Table. I right click and insert a similar custom column here as well. Let's call that Combine Name, and I concatenate data for the first name and the last name. I click on OK there. Let's call this My Colleagues Table 1. I do not wish to load this to the worksheet, so I uncheck the box over there and apply and close. Okay, now we perform the task of bringing over into My Table 1 the phone number column from my colleagues table 1. So we wish to merge the 2 databases. For that, under Power Query, under Combine, I click on Merge. Herein I choose My Table 1. Herein I choose my colleagues table 1. Since I have to bring over the phone number column basis the combined name, which is now the concatenated column, I select this. I press and hold the control key with one finger, click on Combine Name to establish a link between the 2. I now click on OK, and while I see the first 4 columns from my table, there's a Combine Name column over there which I do not need. I can squarely remove that. The phone number column which shows all null values is not required either, because this is what I had in my table. I want the phone number column to come from my colleagues table. So I right click and remove this one as well. I expand the new column over here to bring over only the phone number column. Click on OK there, and let's call this Merge Table 1. I do not wish to load this to the worksheet either, so I uncheck the box over there. Let's give it a meaningful name by right clicking, rename. Let's call it Phone. Now I want to ensure that the heading which I give to this particular column should be the same as the heading of my colleagues table 1 column, because when I'm appending the 2 databases, the same column spelling will ensure that all the data comes down one column itself. Click on apply and close. And just to be doubly sure that our headings are the same for the phone, I have on my colleagues table, I have phone here, and I typed in phone as a new column heading there as well. Now comes the last step of appending the two data sets. So appending the merge table 1 data set with the my colleagues table 1 data set. So if I now go to Power Query under Combine, I click on Append. Herein I choose Merge Table 1 and I append that to my colleagues table 1 there. I click on OK, and you can see I get all the unique names down the two columns. I get a postal code column, I get a phone number column, I get a combined name column. The combined name column is not required. I can simply remove it from there. And as you can see, there are two entries there for John Smith, one with all the details filled in, and the one below that which has the same name but with the postal code being blank and only a mobile number. I just wish to retain the first row there. So I select this column, press and hold the control key, press this one as well, right click, I'll remove duplicates, and I get my desired result. I wish to load this to the worksheet, so that box there remains checked. Let's just say final data 1. Apply and close. I get the data into a new worksheet, and to quickly just cross check whether my result tallies with my expected data, if I just go to the previous sheet there, you'll see the two data sets are exactly the same. So that's how you can do it with the help of Power Query. Thank you for watching this video.